I walk into this hotel and I go, this ain't it. This is not it. So then all of a sudden,
all right, episode 61 of the Fair Enough podcast. Rick Nash. That'd be the only 61 I got.
Jesus Christ.
61.
And that's a poll.
Wasn't who was the guy that played for the Canadians for a long time? Max Pacioretty. Was he 61?
He's 63.
Ah, what an asshole. I'm sorry. I don't got 61.
That's a good poll, though. He was in the 60s. I don't know any other 61s other than Rick Nash. I'm sure there's a bunch out there that we're not thinking of, like usual.
Yeah.
Save that one for mid-April, though, Mikey. Keep that one in the noggin.
Yeah, no shit. We're all warmed up for Max Pacioretty in 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Bob in Detroit, Mike in Chicago, Jack in Detroit. Just got back from Chicago. Holy fuck, it felt like we were there for a goddamn century. Every year that we go there, it gets longer that we're there, it feels like. And
this weekend was the longest weekend of my life. So
yeah, dude, just visiting. Like, get me the fuck home every once in a while, man, because it's. And then Cody, we were talking about it when we got today, and he was like, "Man, once Wednesday rolls around, we're gonna be ready to go back." And I was like, "Yep, that's just kind of how it goes." But these are the first 2 days, and then the drive home Sunday. Tough,
dude, bro. I went to brunch and started drinking mimosas at 12:30 in the morning, and then at like 2 or 3, I ate a fucking edible, and I was stoned off my dick at brunch, and we're just sitting there like it. I was so fucked up, not really like so fucked up, but I was not sober. And then at like 6 o'clock, I got home and I slept for a day and a half. I literally didn't go to work yesterday and slept. I was in my bed 90% of the day yesterday. I felt like a disgusting person, but it was so necessary.
Yeah. You feel actually new today?
No, I still
I was gonna say, I don't feel great today either.
I still am like exhausted, but I don't feel like there's a bunch of poison in my body anymore. Like yesterday, I just felt like there was just still like the drugs, the alcohol, like everything was just in me still. I'm like, dude, there's too much shit inside of me right now for me to function. And I don't know what happened, but like I was rubbing the side of my tongue on my fucking teeth, must have been Saturday night. I woke up and like was barely able to talk. Literally.
Really?
Like my tongue was so swollen that every time I swallowed or anytime I fucking
guy had Molly mouth. Tough bid.
Dude. I didn't even have any Molly. But
yeah, that's what that is, bro. You wake up and you feel like your teeth are gone.
Allegedly.
Well, no,
not that I would know. That's just
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I don't think it was from grinding teeth though. It was just I think I was probably I don't know. Either way. Doesn't matter. I just had a rough day yesterday, but I mean,
let's recap
best weekend in the world. Yeah.
Let's recap it. We the cat wasn't out of the bag because like I would have loved to talk about the surprise that we had planned for you, but you know, obviously we had to keep it under wraps because you had no idea.
To be fair, Michael, I was supposed to be there as well. I had to back out because the expenses were just right outside of my budget, but I really wanted to be there. Just to preface that before the recap.
You should have just come, and then after Friday, I would have been like, Jack, it's okay, I got you.
Yeah, I should have taken out all your
drinks.
Nah, see, I didn't want to do that.
Good. It's all good. Yeah. But I mean, dude, so we go to Barstool Bar in the morning, right? 11 o'clock.
Friday.
We're drinking, gambling, doing this, doing that, having a good time, staying composed though, not fucking hammered. And then
for all my Michigan people out there, we were there at 11 o'clock because Central Time, the game started at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Just like alcoholics showing up.
No, yeah. That's fair.
Like Michigan State played at 11:15 Chicago time. That's why.
And we all had money on that game. So we had to be somewhere watching it. And then a couple games go by. It's like 4:35-ish. We go get food at some little Havana joint, get a Cubano.
Phenomenal,
it was delicious. It was very necessary.
Oh, yeah. That saved us.
It really did. I mean, it was definitely crucial. And then we get to fucking we get to Bub City, and then all of a sudden you're like, dude, we gotta leave at 7:38. And I was like, what? Like, what the fuck? And I was so oblivious. Like, I don't know how I was so dumb. I didn't know until I literally walked to the door of my fucking the bar that my mom works at. Why is the guy that's here in the city taking me to the bar that my mom works at?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I literally was like, Bob, what are you doing, dude?
Well, I was in a goddamn war with the Uber driver on the way there because Buddy kept like, why are you guys going over this way? I was like, dude, fucking take it easy here, bud. I'm trying to keep this a surprise. And he was cool as shit. That was like the hard part about it. I was like, dude, I really, really enjoy talking to you, but you got to keep your mouth shut on the navigation portion of this thing.
Yeah. It was just so funny because he's like, well, what the fuck you doing in Oak Lawn? And you were like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Oh, he knows that. I don't know where we are, but he knows.
And I literally was like, Oak Lawn, and I still couldn't put two and two together. I was like, are you taking me to the strip club, bro? I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I really don't want to go to Polecast right now, bro.
Just me and you go to the strip club.
Yeah,
like,
I was like, what
fucking sucks.
Yeah, I was like, this is not cool.
It's just me, you, and a birthday cake at the strip club.
Yeah, I was like, dude, what the fuck? Anyways, we get to this bar, and it's fucking everybody that I know and love sitting there, fucking surprised. I broke down. Everybody, dude. And I mean, it was, I couldn't hold it together. And I don't blame the booze, but I don't think I would have cried if I wasn't drunk. But I could not hold. I couldn't hold it together. Maybe we'll slip that video in. Oh,
I posted it to the story. Everybody saw it.
I know. Oh yeah, that's true. I forget about that.
Though.
Yeah, no, that's fair. You did, and I don't know. It was, dude, and then not only was that phenomenal, because like, not to sound like a, I don't know, not sound like a baby, but like, I've never had a surprise party, you know, like I was already, you saw me come bitching and moaning the other day about how I had to throw my own fucking birthday like celebration. Where I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Your sister and Jackie, they were talking like for weeks about how you were just like pissed, and you're like, nobody's doing anything for my birthday, which is very understandable. It's his 30th birthday.
And also, big sister's going to we're going to get an Airbnb on a lake for her 40th next month. And I was like, but I'm turning 30 and I get fucking chopped liver, bro.
I don't even get to blow out a candle.
Dude, oh man. That was a great time. I mean, I can't think anybody that's watching that was there, which probably aren't too many people, but anybody that was there, you especially, Bob, dude, can't thank you guys enough. I mean, it was one of the cooler things that's ever happened to me, which is kind of sad, but also kind of beautiful. And that was one of the better days I've had. And just this weekend as a whole was probably the best weekend I've had since I was fucking 22, at least.
Yeah, that was an incredible day. Every shout out I can give possibly goes to Jackie and your sister. Like, they put this whole thing on. Tom had a hand in it too. Tom, your brother, was more so just like talking shit in the group chat, which I appreciate. Kept things light for me. So
it's kind of what he does.
I had one job and one job only, and that was to get you there. I didn't know what to expect either. Like, I hadn't met your mom yet at that point. Like, I'd only met Jackie once. I'd never met your sister. So
well,
it was
you know
really
what's
cool
funny is that I went out with Shanna like I don't know, like the week before or something. I don't know. And I was talking to her, and she's like, I've been kind of watching the pod, and she's like, I fucking love Bob. Like, he just seems so cool. And I was like, yeah, dude, he's the guy. Like, I mean, he is that guy. And I was like, I've been trying to tell all of you guys that Bob is that dude. Like, he's the reason why I almost moved back to Michigan.
Nobody got to meet me until that day.
That's what I'm saying. And I was like, nobody even knows this guy. And it's like, yeah, that's another thing too. I'm really glad that you finally got to meet most of my people, like, it just, kind of put a face to the fucking stupid ass mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was fun.
Dude, I'm upset. I feel like I really regret not going. When's the next Chicago trip? Is there a festival or some shit coming up that we can all go to?
I'm going to go back in the summer for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Mike and I are going to go to a Cubs game, but we can do just like a general trip too.
And also we don't have to go to a game on the day that I have like just the 2 tickets. We can go and get tickets.
Yeah, we could just buy tickets for a game.
Yeah,
exactly. That's totally fine.
We could do anything. So, and we don't have to do what we did this weekend and go to, like, I love the Barstool Bar, but it's fucking outrageous. I mean,
oh yeah.
I know it's the city, but $16 for a shot of Jameson is bananas, dude. Like, that shit is $20 for a fifth. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Bro, they just put a fucking DraftKings bar right next to my apartment and Bob's apartment, I guess, since we live down the road from each other. And I have not been yet, but a bunch of my coworkers went this last weekend and they said it was a fucking blast. So we might have to attend, Bob.
I got great news for you, Jack. We're going on Thursday for the state game, so buckle up.
All right, I'll be there.
Perfect.
Sick.
That's great.
We already got it. Cressy's already got the whole thing mapped out. He's got our reservations and everything, so we just got to show up.
There's I can just show up.
Yep, you're good.
Oh, okay, sick.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
There's one story that has to be told, though.
What's the one story that has to be told?
We have to tell the story of the walk home Saturday night. You versus Pat, and an epic meeting of the minds. That is just incomprehensible how this could have even gone down this way.
All right. So we're walking home, and it's me, Pat, Gabby. And Gabby's going home, so she gets in her Uber, right? But Pat, and I was like, well, let's just stop here. You can get in your Uber. Like, we're not going to keep moving around. And I was like, I'm pretty sure Pat's going the wrong way anyway. So I'm just going to let him go. And then I'll jump in an Uber, go to the hotel. So he goes, she gets in the Uber.
But you and Pat talked about this, right?
Yeah, I said, you're going the wrong way, Pat. You're not. You're going the wrong way. He said, no, I'm not. And I said, and he was also being hostile as fuck. Like, he was to the point where he was like he wasn't being mean to me. He was just being like a dick in general. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it wasn't.
Guy was ready to go home, hammered, like over.
Yeah, 100%. Talking about Princess Jasmine and shit. It was hilarious. But I was convinced that he was going the wrong way. And I actually do think he was, but he wasn't like far enough away. I think a couple left turns and you'd get there. But he was heading the wrong direction at the time. Eventually, he circled around fucking 12 times and got there. But I do think at the time he was going the wrong way. But my stupid ass, I get in an Uber to go like a mile because I was like, it's freezing cold out. I'm not trying to walk this mile. I don't care. I get an Uber to another Courtyard Marriott that's like 10 minutes away.
The wrong one.
And I walk into this hotel and I go, this ain't it. This is not it. So then all of a sudden I'm like trying to call Pat and I'm like, oh, where are you? You know, blah, blah, blah. I get his contact from Bob. And he sent me this meme of just like a guy going like this.
He's the funniest text I've ever seen in my life. Mike is like, I'm fucking lost right now, bro. Like, can you help me like get back to where I'm going? And Pat sends the meme of the guy fucking rolling up the fishing rule, but it's his it's his middle finger.
I go, Pat, Pat, it's Mikey, drop your location. He goes, my location is this. And it's fucking this guy just giving me the finger, and I'll go.
Drop your location. Pat goes, fuck you.
And I said, it's way too Colin, meaning it's way too cold. And I was like, I'm starting to get lost, getting in an Uber and going to the hotels. And then he didn't respond back to me. And all of a sudden I call Bob and I'm like, hey, I'm like actually like 2 minutes away. Do you know where Pat's at? He's like, he's here. And I was like, what? He's in the lobby. I fucking find him and we go up together. And I was like, how did this guy get there before me when I took 2 Ubers to get there? And he just walked around like 10 times, he said. Dude, I'm like, motherfucker.
Pat was lost, dude. Like, he was going around in circles. Us 3 were on a conference call at one point. Me, you, and Pat.
Yeah.
And Pat was literally just circling the hotel. Cody's watching his location. He's literally just fucking circling the hotel. And I'm like, dude, just come in. And you know what this asshole does, Jack?
What?
On his, like, as he's circling the hotel? He finds $220 on the ground.
Oh, yeah. Fuck,
Pat
I forgot.
did?
Cash. Lost. He was like, I just kept walking, and then I found some money, and then eventually I found the hotel. It's like, dude, you're the only person on the planet that could be lost and like have good luck.
What the fuck?
I mean,
so he paid his bar bill for the night. Eventually got home, slept in a warm bed. What an
Jesus
asshole.
Christ. I mean, here's the question though. How long do we think Pat was outside for walking?
Oh, dude.
It had to be a half hour. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that's not that bad. I was going to say, would you rather have to walk home for like an hour in the cold and find $200, or do you Uber home in 2 minutes and just get in bed?
Well, Jack, we were a 4-minute walk away from this bar.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not shitting you when I say we were a block away.
Where the fuck did he go?
Dude, that's why. That's why, because I was following him and I knew he wasn't going the right way. Like, granted, he ended up circling around, but like he wasn't in the right spot. And I was like, I'm just going to get an Uber. Fuck it. Instead of doing the loop-de-loop. So I was like, I'll get the Uber. I wasn't looking at the fucking Uber address. I just got in and was like, oh, I'm here. And I looked down at my phone. I goes, oh, I went to the wrong Courtyard Marriott. I'm like, motherfucker. So then I had to get another Uber and go another 10 minutes back. So yeah, I mean, my phone was at 1% too, which could have been devastating because it could
have been really bad because I would have never found you.
No.
And in the midst of all this, there's a fucking serial killer running around.
Yeah, that's true.
Right
they found
near
another
where
body
we were
in the river. Yep.
What the fuck happened with that?
Oh, this is like the 17th body they found out. They pulled out of the river.
There's a serial killer in Chicago right now. I think they're calling him like the smiley face killer or something like that. So there's only been dudes. There's no women that have been killed. He just kills guys and then throws their body in the river, and then they eventually float up and people find them. And people have been disappearing from one of the bars that we were at both nights called Bub City. It's a country bar.
What the fuck?
And you guys Pat fits the bill. Pat fits the bill like a motherfucker. Like mid-20s, handsome as fuck. You know.
So that's why we had Pat on the phone.
Yeah. And I probably should have been a little more concerned also, but I was like, dude, Pat is going to act up and get fucking got. I was at least looking for Ubers and I wasn't really very concerned with myself. So, yeah, either way, it was an interesting night. Saturday was almost as good as Sunday. I mean, as Friday. Obviously not as emotional and like heartwarming to me, but like Saturday was still a damn good night. Like I the whole way through, everything that happened was just good. And I mean, found out some stuff. I don't know if you found out some stuff. I'll talk to you about it off air.
Okay.
But just some stuff that is, I think, like makes sense. But yeah, it was just a good night, man. I didn't spend a shit ton of money either on Saturday, which is really good.
I didn't either, really. I don't know why. I think I spent a lot more at the Barstool bar on Saturday during the day.
Yeah. Well, you know why? It's because on Saturday during the Barstool bar, we only drank high noons. We didn't drink liquor drinks. So it was way less obnoxious, if you will.
Yeah.
Instead of the first day when we spent, $125 each in 2 hours.
Were you guys drinking the tequila high noons?
No,
they didn't have those. I don't think
they didn't have them. I still need to try them.
Oh, they did.
They did have them. That's why I came and asked. I was like, "Oh, have you guys tried these?" Because when I went and got those shots, I saw the green cans up there, and I go, "Oh fuck, I forgot they have those."
Yeah, dude, that's a no-brainer move by High Noon.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know why the fuck, like any seltzer that makes shit with real vodka or real alcohol. I don't know why you wouldn't just go through the fucking ringer, dude. Do a gin and tonic next, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Well, isn't it Travis Scott who owns what's that other
Cacti?
No, yeah, he does have Cacti, but then he not bought, but like heavily invested in this other one. It's like a green can, orange words. It's like a weird word, but it's a tequila seltzer.
Tequila seltzer.
What the fuck is it called? You guys have seen these a million jillion times.
Dude, I haven't even seen the can for the tequila high noons. I'm not a seltzer guy, so I'm never gonna like.
Yeah.
That was the first high noon I've had when we were at the Barstool bar, just because we got a bunch of them, and years.
Well, yeah,
literally.
exactly. That's me too. I was like, I'm a seltzer guy, but I'm a White Claw bitch to the day I die. I think high noons are just too pricey for like going and get a 4-pack for fucking $12. Like, fuck that.
Yeah, and it's a 4-pack. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. And then the actual 12-pack is like $25, and you're like, fuck you. But yeah, overall, fucking great time. Kind of want to I want to slip back into my brunch thing, where
let's hit it.
There's a couple things that I noticed, and I think it says a lot about a person. Is if you don't put your fucking glass or your can or your drink on the coaster that they give you, you're a fucking asshole.
Are these, what kind of tables are we talking?
Any table that you put your drink down on and they give you either a napkin or a coaster to do so, you're a dick. Come on.
I would agree. I like to put it on the napkin anyway. I'm a big salt on the napkin guy to make sure it doesn't stick. But I'm not thinking about, I think I just do it because I like to do it. I don't think I do it because I'm concerned with other people's tables, but I probably should be.
Well, it's just like, why not? Like, it's right there, dude. Just use the goddamn coaster.
Yeah.
And we were eating fucking like breakfast and drinking mimosas. It's not like we were partying. You know what I mean? There was only 3 of us.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I don't know, just use the fucking coaster. Something about that just rubs me the wrong way. And I was
Are you talking about at the bar? Use the coaster?
Yes, or a restaurant. Anywhere you're at where you have a drink and they give you a coaster and or napkin. Yeah.
Okay, I do use the coaster. I think I'm in the same boat as Bob. But I don't know why. Why do you think you should?
It's you know why? It's the same exact thing as the cart return. It's the same concept. It helps nobody. It helps nobody because those tables are so fucked up and they have so much bullshit on the top. They're not getting ruined by the fucking drink. Let's get real. They don't have IKEA furniture and they're not getting ruined.
Do you think the sweat is ruining the tables, or is that what you're saying is not happening?
No, it's not happening. So all it is, it's just out of common fucking courtesy to not have the rest of the table wet. And it makes no difference to anybody else. But why the fuck? It's right there. Use it. And I don't know. I think it's the same concept as a shopping cart thing to an extent, where it's like, just fucking do it. It's so easy. I don't know. It makes me mad.
Close. It's close, but I don't think it affects other humans as much as the shopping cart thing. Just because, I agree. Like, if a shopping cart's all loosey goosey and somehow one gets into like spot number 2 at Meijer, and you're like, I'd really like to pull in there, but I'm not going to park, get out, move the cart.
Yeah,
I think about that all the time. I think that every time I put a cart away, which is every time that I have a cart out, let's be honest.
Yep.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I'm always like, man, if my significant other or somebody that I was romantically interested in just like sauced the cart in another parking spot, I'd probably lock the doors and leave her there.
That'd be it.
You live at Walmart now.
Yep.
Yeah. You live at Walmart now.
Bring her to a different Walmart, like one like on the outskirts of town.
Yeah, let's try this again. Okay, city. You're gonna put this fucking cart back.
Let's try not to fucking embarrass ourselves in our own town here. Let's practice out of town so I can bring you back in here.
Yeah. Oh, that's just that argument.
Listen, I'm a fucking regular here.
Yeah, dude. Listen, I don't need to tarnish my reputation because your dumbass can't throw a cart back in the cart corral. You fuck.
99% of the time, I don't have that many bags, so I'm parking it where, like, on the inside part, like where the carts already are at, you know, and then grab my bags and walk out the door with all my bags in my hands.
Have you guys ever seen, I do that as well sometimes, so I just don't even have to do it. Because you know damn well I'm taking all that shit in one trip anyways. I'm not taking 2 trips from my car to my fucking apartment. That's just not going to happen.
So why take one from inside Meijer to outside Meijer?
Wouldn't make any sense.
And then take your cart to the corral? That's crazy.
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen cart narcs on TikTok or no?
Is that the guy who like snitches on or like writes citations on shit, like films them, and
He'll tell on you.
He like sits, sits in the fucking like Walmart or Meijer parking lot, and he'll watch people not put their cart back, and then he'll wait for them to like be walking back to their car,
Dude.
and he like sneaks up on them, and some people get so
Angry.
pissed off because he's like, sir, it looks like you forgot to put your cart back," and he's like trying to be real polite the whole time.
That's the thing.
We gotta have this guy on.
Dude,
I would love to have cart narcs on.
There's been times where I feel like he's been like, I thought he's gonna get his ass beat, and or like, I'm pretty sure he may have gotten like a gun pulled on him once for this shit, because people get so defensive about it, and he doesn't just sneak up on him; he runs up on him. Like he comes up in their ass, and he's just like, "Oh, you're the scum of the earth, huh?" Like pretty much, and it's appropriate, but it's like, fuck, you are gonna get murdered.
You can't be sneaking up on people like that, because every single person's gonna have the same reaction.
Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, if someone did that to me, I'd be like, you know what, you're right. But people get so embarrassed, where it's like, because you're an asshole, dude. Like it's so simple, and it's just like, this is how I know you're an okay person. If you just throw the cart in there, you fuck.
I would laugh about it.
I would definitely laugh about it too, but I also don't think I'd ever be in that situation unless it's like fucking freezing cold and the cart corral is like super far away and I had to like, some crazy shit. But
you ever do the old push in? You're like 12 feet away, do the old push in, and then it hits the fucking middle thing and then doesn't go in.
Yeah,
you're like, fuck!
Motherfucker. Yeah.
And then you gotta go walk up there and push it in.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't care how old I get. Another thing I do is I'm riding that cart. On the way out of the store, I'm giving it a push, a 1 foot on the back. I'm riding that joint. That's a fact. I've been doing that since I was 10. Yeah, Dad's what? Fucking 55, still riding carts.
That's crazy.
I might be too fat for that. I don't know if I can do that unless I have a full cart. Might fucking tip backwards.
Oh,
bro,
wheelies.
Yeah, you might get points for that.
Points, yes.
Dude, Narc might sneak up on you and fucking like give you some praise for that one. You know?
Yeah, that guy, man. He's going to get his ass beat one day, but I appreciate what he does.
I mean, he's just going to get murdered is what's going to happen. Somebody's just going to like put him in their trunk and
come to the south side of Chicago.
Yeah, dude.
Dead.
Yeah, oh yeah. Real quick.
Another thing that happened at brunch, which I think is more universal than I think. There was 3 of us there. We all had a watch on. None too expensive. I think the girl that we were with, she said it was like hers was like $500, which that's a pricey watch. But me and the other dude just had kind of normal watches on. And I am very adamant about telling people my watch doesn't work. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't work. Hasn't worked in 50 years, because like it's that one I was wearing. It's like my granddad's, and I'm like, yeah, this thing hasn't worked in 50 years, and I'm never gonna put a battery in it.
No, it's a cool piece. That's what you wear it for. 100%. You got a phone to tell the time.
Yeah. So, but then both of them were like, yeah, my watch doesn't work either. And then the next guy's like, my watch doesn't work either. And I was like, yes, dude. There was all 3 of us with no working watches. And I was like, I was happy. It made me happy for some reason.
What would you say percentage-wise people that are wearing watches, they don't work?
This is where I was starting to think. And I was thinking at least 50%.
Yeah. I would think it's...
I think it depends on what side of this you're on. When your watch dies, you feel like everybody's looking at your watch.
Oh, not me.
Like you almost have to change it every 5 minutes. Just to like update it.
Do you wear a watch, Jack?
I wear a watch every day.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, see, I don't.
Does it work?
It's hard for me to comprehend. Your watch works, right, Jack?
Every watch I own works. But for a long time, like when I was in high school and college, I always wore watches that did not work. And I always felt self-conscious about it. But now I have watch batteries and it changed my life. And also watches that aren't worth $12 at JCPenney. That was my next upgrade. So,
well, the thing about watches though is that sometimes, like the one I have, at least, I can't get the back of it off. It's not just a couple of screws. I'm gonna have to go to a jeweler and have them pop it off, or else I'm gonna ruin it trying to get it off. You know what I mean? So it kind of is just like.
Have you guys ever watched those videos of people like restoring watches?
All the time.
It's so satisfying. Yeah, it is fascinating. It's sick though. They have that like you're right, Michael. It's like a press that like goes down and clamps it and then spins it like a half turn or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But also, like, how the fuck are those guys paying the rent? Whenever I see a watch shop, I'm like, there's not. It's like from that line from She's Out of My League, and when he's like, yeah, a 15-minute convertible. He's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, I make about $200,000 for every wedding I do, and he goes, that's a lot of 15-minute convertibles, isn't it, Scotty? It's like, oh yeah. It's like that's a lot of fucking watches that you're repairing if you're keeping the lights on in here.
Yeah. No shit though. That's something that I follow a lot. I get a lot of watch stuff on TikTok, like where they like go and like deal watches, and then all of a sudden it turns into like a lot of watch restoration too. And I feel like if you're not dealing with like fucking Rolexes and shit, I don't know. Those people probably are just straight up like jewelers in general, so they like fix all types of jewelry and or this and the other thing that makes it a little more reasonable. But I feel like the watch shop and like that the low end jeweler, I feel like there's no real spot for you anymore. I feel like you
dude, but you got to think of the clientele that they have coming in and out. I mean, if you own a Rolex and you're getting it repaired, you're ready to dish out $1,200.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Like, 3 or 4 of those a month, and you're fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're not dealing with like high end watches and Rolexes and like like anything higher than a Rolex, I feel like if you're just a local fucking Burbank mom and pop jeweler, there's no way you're making the fucking bank because there's might be two people.
There are a million of.
It's what I'm saying. I don't get it. Drug fronts, dude.
They have to be drug fronts. They have to be some sort of a money laundering.
Speaking of drug fronts, there is a place in Burbank, Illinois. We drove past it, actually, I think, at one point. No, actually, we did not. But it's called Scuba U. Scuba U.
You were telling me about that. You and the Uber driver were talking about that.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Lost that. But yeah, dude, they sell scuba shit. And there's not water within fucking 40 minutes of it. And there's not scuba within hours of driving from us. What has been there my entire life, dude? Like I'm 30 years old and that shit has been there for 30 years. Never seen a person or a car in the parking lot. Lights have been on the whole time.
And they're just humming.
Dude.
We're making money hand over fist.
It just makes no fucking sense.
We got flippers flying out the door. You wouldn't even believe it.
It's insane, dude. I was like, what in the fuck? And I always think that you ever just drive through a town and then you don't realize all these little like strip malls and you're like, what are all these things? Like, and you're like, dude, how do these places stay open? Why does this weird little law firm stay open for the last 30 years? I've never seen a goddamn soul in there,
Yep.
You're right. So confusing, man.
We should.
Dude, I was thinking about that today.
Confusing business like that. We should go up to Quebec and sell like palm trees or something.
No, but dude, I was thinking about this shit today. Like, you drive through a city because I always want to like own a business, whether that's like by myself or like with my family or whatever. And I'm like, man, but how like unachievable does that seem? And then I'm like, well, fucking every city ever is filled with a bunch of random assholes who just decided to start a business. Some of them stick, some of them don't, but you just got to like take a stab at it. You don't have to be a fucking expert in business or finance or economics or any of that shit to start some random business because it might take off. Who the fuck knows?
You just need a community with a bunch of bad watches.
Yeah, but not Scuba U. We're not.
Scuba U is a whole enigma.
Makes no sense.
Should we start one in Saginaw?
Dude, we should.
Scuba U Saginaw branch.
They're going to be like, yeah, we sell a lot of crack. And we're gonna be like, that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it's mostly illegal drugs, some scuba gear.
Yeah, I think we've sold 12 snorkels in the 30 years that we've been here.
We actually still have our original stock. We haven't reordered any of our scuba gear yet.
This is the inventory. We're like, we're going to stay open until we run out.
Oh my gosh. That shit is hilarious, man.
It's crazy. Well, that's a good brunch for you, Michael.
Dude, it was
What'd
a good
you eat at brunch.
Well, I didn't eat much because my tongue was hurting me so bad, but I got chilaquiles with steak and they were fire. I ate like 3 bites though, and I fucking threw them out like an asshole.
That is one of the most annoying things in the world when you like have. I get them all the time. Well, I mean, not all the time, but every once in a while, I feel like you remember when you get them. But just like a bump, it almost feels like a pimple on your tongue.
Yeah,
or
like
if you bite the side of your tongue.
Yeah,
and it's not even that, because like I've gotten canker sores like on the inside of my lip and stuff, but like on the side of your tongue, I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe it is.
Yeah, I think you might be right on that.
If you can, like, if you got one of those and you can't eat, it's so frustrating for days.
Oh, it's the worst, dude. And like, I had my buddy bring me some Advil or what, like, I just like, hey, bring me some ibuprofen or something. And it actually ended up working, but it was too late to like, I was already like, I was already not fucking eating anymore. I already had the guy take my food away,
Right.
And I literally, my tongue was just swollen. Like, it was brutal. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So I got something for you guys. I have a take from one of our favorite actresses of the 1990s and early 2000s, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Jennifer Aniston.
No, nobody probably said thought I was gonna say Jamie Lee Curtis. To be honest, she was, I guess she was like at a concert recently. She was being interviewed. I think they're doing another Freaky Friday. Her and Lindsay Lohan are. And she must have been at a concert recently because she was talking about it, and she was like praising. She was like, "We need to do more concerts in the afternoon." And I like got to think about it, and I love the energy of like a 9 o'clock show, but I mean, if you can go to a concert and like the main act goes on at like 5 or 6, and then you're done by 8 o'clock, then you can go to the bar after. That doesn't sound like the worst idea in the world.
No, I'm on board for that, but I mean that's strictly a weekend thing, though, eh?
Definitely, it'd have to be a weekend thing. Yeah, obviously nobody's getting to the concert in time, but
weekday concerts suck anyway. So,
well, yeah,
weekday concerts are tough. They're tough. It's even as excited as you could be for a weekday concert, it's still like,
I gotta work tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. And I know that I'm not going to be able to enjoy this as much as I should enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, that's not neither here nor there in terms of what you're talking about, but I do think that they can do earlier shows in general. Like, don't have the headliner go on at fucking 10. Like, I hate that,
Yep. Me too.
Like, unless you're at a festival, which is all day anyway, so it's like, okay, whatever, you're doing crazy shit, but I'm about it. I think that shit should start earlier in general, because I remember Steve went to a DaBaby concert a couple years back. Motherfucker didn't get on until like 1:30 in the morning.
What?
And he went till like 4. Yeah. I was like, what?
Bro, the fucking, not that it was a late night show, but one time I went to a Travis Scott concert at Little Caesars, and Trippie Redd was supposed to open.
Oh, I love
Didn't show up. He posted a story on his Instagram like 25 minutes before he was supposed to be on stage, and the location was like Calabasas or something. He was still in Cali. I was like, oh, Jesus. Looks like he's not going to be here today. And then he didn't show up. So it was just Sheck Wes, who played Mo Bamba first, and then nobody knew any of his other songs for 45 minutes.
Mo Bamba.
He should have played it 6 times.
Minutes. Yeah. That would have been a great concert.
Yeah, and then T. Scott came on. But it was kind of a sick concert. It was the first one that he did with the roller coaster and shit, so it was kind of a sweet one to be at.
Yeah, the Astro World Tour.
Yeah, it was Astro World.
Yep, that's sick.
We also got shafted out of seats, though. We were perpendicular to the stage because of my buddy's girlfriend. Shout out to you.
I think if you're inside, then like do an afternoon concert, because it doesn't fucking matter. Like, I get that the vibe kind of dies when it's light outside and you're outside at like a pavilion type of concert. But if you're going to Travis Scott at Little Caesars, let's run this bitch at 7 o'clock, dude. Let's fucking get this thing going. You know,
I'm
if
with
you
you.
want to see the opening act, get there at 6. But Travis is going on at 7. We're ending this thing at 10. We all get to go to the bar after and enjoy the rest of our night.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with it. I think Jamie Lee's got something going there.
I think she's on to something.
My thing with that though is I wonder if that would like really fuck up, because it's not like you just go to Chicago and then the tour. It's just that's it. Like you have to get in on a plane or on a bus and you're on your way to Indy next. You know what I mean? And then you're on your way to Detroit.
I'm sure it's a logistical nightmare for
the artist. I feel like that'd be okay for people who weren't on like straight up like world tours. It was like, oh, hey, they're just playing live like every weekend somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like comedy shows where like they pretty much only go to a place during the weekend.
Yeah, Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah. But I love the thought of that. Speaking of that Travis Scott concert, I'm pretty sure that they said that Travis Scott straight up ripped off the whole roller coaster idea straight from I think it was Tommy Lee, I believe. And what was his band?
Motley Crue. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that there's like research that like that whole thing was like a straight rip off of Motley Crue somewhere along the way. And I watched this whole video. It's pretty interesting. I don't remember all the details, but I think that he did do some.
They did Motley Crue did the upside down drums thing.
Yeah, it was the cage. They put Tommy Lee in a cage. That's Tommy Lee's thing for sure. Like Travis Barker did that at the Blink and Lil Wayne show too. It was fucking sweet.
Oh, that's sick.
How do you feel about that though, Mike? Are you pissed that they ripped it off, or are you not that pissed? Because I don't give a shit that they ripped it off.
I personally don't give a fuck either. I think that I'm a big fan of if something works. I mean, as long as for one, if there's like any royalties or something like that you have to kind of like pay off on it, that's one thing. But like if you take an idea and you make it your own, I think that's music in general, where it's like, why not take something that works in a whole different genre of music, in a whole different light, I have zero problems with it as long as you're not straight up taking what his props were and putting them in your, you know what I mean? Like then obviously.
Yeah, and it's not like any of them were like, oh, I started this,
Well, I think Tommy Lee was like, I started some shit. And like,
other than
Tommy
him.
Lee is a salty bitch. Yeah.
I mean, the guys that did it after. Like, as long as they're not like, Tommy Lee who? I've never seen him do this,
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the vibe now. And I like that it's moving in that direction where like every concert that you go to feels like a movie. It feels like a fucking like an experience. Like this is part 1, this is part 2, like kind of progress along, like both Kanye shows I went to were just like that. Like it was like, it kind of felt like it was supposed to go this way whereas like I went to see My Chemical Romance this year. It was fucking awesome. Don't get me wrong, but they just had the stage. They were on stage, and that was kind of it. That's kind of
they just went through the playlist. Yeah,
yeah. And so I wish they had some kind of like moving parts or like got kind of interacted with the crowd a little bit more. I think that shit's cool. The roller coaster thing, that's fucking really sweet. So if you could build any infrastructure like that, I'm on board. Who gives a shit if you're ripping it off? Like you said, good thing. Keep it going.
Bro, you guys know how in Guitar Hero, once you make it to like towards the end of the game, and there's that one stage where it's like the two, what do they call those dudes? Death? Or like, what's their name with the scythe? And they're like swinging their shit on stage. Yeah, the Grim Reaper, that's what it is. For some reason, when I was younger, I was like, dude, once you go to a concert like this, that's when you know, like you've been to a ball. This is the concert to be at with the swinging scythes.
Well, dude, the first time I ever saw anything like that was when I was watching music videos with Dad, and Iron Maiden used to do crazy stage setups because their whole thing was like zombies and the Mummy, and like so one of their tours. Dad's gonna kill me for not knowing the name of the album, but it was like they had a giant pyramid on stage, and the Mummy popped out of the pyramid, like a fucking giant mummy popped out of the top of the like. Come on. That's the coolest thing ever.
Sick.
Yeah. So like quit bitching and let's keep this shit rolling, Tommy Lee, you motherfucker.
For real, dude. I'm all about that.
Was Tommy Lee pissed about?
I think so. I think he was pissed about I'm pretty sure. I think he was pissed about the cage thing. I think it had something to do with the cage thing. And I don't know. I'm pretty sure he like wanted money essentially, because I could be fucking 2,000% wrong on all this, but I swear I think I've heard
dude.
this.
I'll DM him. We'll have him on, and he can explain his side if he really wants to that bad.
Yeah, he was like butthurt that he got no like credit on, some shit like that. I was like, oh, you're a fucking pussy.
That's all right. If anybody disagrees, we'll get our first comment ever.
There we go. That'd be huge. Yes. Comment.
Please disagree
with us. Yeah.
Yeah. I disagree with myself on a daily basis on this show. I'm like, man, why did I say that?
Yeah. Happens constantly. Well, fellas, that's all I got for us today. Dude. Anybody else got anything interesting?
Yeah, I just want to share one more. It has nothing to do with it. It'll end the show. But did you guys see that? It's like a video, and it's like it looks like an ex-Marine of some sort. He's doing an interview, and it's a lady. She's like a blonde lady, and she's like, what is the minimum amount of money you would suck a dick for? And without hesitation, this guy goes, $33,600. And she's like, that's a very specific number. He goes, that's how much it'd be to pay off my truck.
That was it?
No, and then she's like, okay. And then she goes, okay, one more question. This is a very serious question. He goes, would you rather suck one dick 10 times or 10 dicks once? And he goes, that is a really serious question. She's like, all right, let's break this shit down. And he goes, now, let's see. You suck one dick 10 times. There's some commitment there. He goes, that's fucking gay. So give me the 10 dicks.
That's fucking gay. That's a commitment.
And I had never seen a straighter man in my life. And I'm just like, dude, this guy's got it figured the fuck out, bro.
That's a commitment, and that's gay. What a spin zone.
People who get that into it, though, are like, they're almost like projecting or rejecting, It's like that one video where they were at the zoo in like Colombia or something, and the lady's holding a bird, like a toucan, and they're like kissing this bird. They're like feeding it treats. And this dude in the background of the video is like, do you guys have any female birds? And she's like, no, this one's a male. And he's like, well, I don't kiss males. And it's like, dude, you're obviously hiding something. Settle down.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the gayest thing I've heard all day. Like, I mean, come on. Yeah. You're not going to kiss my male dog? Like, come on.
Going out of the way to like proclaim something like that is hilarious.
What did he say? What do they say when they're talking about it in Workaholics? And Durs is asking Adam, do you remember that when they're in the car?
Yeah. So they're sitting there at one point. He's like $10,000. He's like, all right. What is the absolute least amount of money that you would suck a dick for? And all of a sudden, simultaneously, as they hit the one dude with their car, he's like, $900.
$900.
And then
he goes, let's
get
real, $5,000. And Adam goes, yes.
They hit him. They get out of the car.
$900.
He goes, did you say $900? He's like, no, I said $9,000. Oh, dude, I've been running
that show is all time
lately. I've been watching it like a lot lately on Hulu when I go to bed. That shit is so fucking funny, man. There's a joke every second of that show. It's insane.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an elite one. You're saying I own this park? So that dinosaur is mine then.
I own all his sand. He's got he's got a pint of some shitty vodka, and they're just hanging out in the jungle gym. Great show.
My God. Yeah.
All right, fellas. That's episode 61. Thank you, everybody, for hanging in there. Let us know if Tommy Lee's wrong in the comments. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah, seriously.
Yep.
We'll
get back after unnecessarily loud concert guys. So
get back after the tournament next week, eh? Right? That's when it's going to be crunch
time.
Back
after the tournament a little bit next week, because we'll be going into the elite, or not the Elite Eight, but the Final Four and championship game are next week. A lot of really exciting stuff kind of happened this weekend in the NCAA tournament, but we didn't really have enough time to talk about it. So
I do still want to get into the new baseball rules next week. So we'll just kind of.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So let's
do a little bit more sports centric next week. Maybe we'll talk some NFL stuff too. There's just a lot going on off season wise. So, all right, everybody, we love you guys. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the YouTube. Go follow us on Instagram if you haven't already. All that stuff only helps us. And we will see everybody back here for episode 62. Love you.
Love yous.
Bye-bye.